As Arizona's newest Motoz tire dealer, I need to clarify one thing. On their larger adventure bike tires that have a 21-inch, there is a 90-90-21 tube type and a 90-90-21 tubeless type. So if we take a look at this guy, this is going to be the tube type tire, 90-90-21. You can see how narrow this thing is. So traditionally, a bike like this that has spoked wheels would take the 90-90-21 tube type. Now, what happens is the tube type is meant for vehicles that have a rim width of 1.6 to 1.8. So if we take the ruler and measure across this rim right here, we're looking at just less than 2 inches. So that would be an okay fit for the Africa Twin. But when we move to a bike such as the KTM 890 Adventure, take a look at this. The width of this rim here is almost 3 inches in width. So that means you're gonna want a wider tire. Now let's jump out back real quick and I'm gonna explain the differences and why you need to choose the correct tire for your bike. So right here we have a Tenere 700 or a T7. So let's take a look at the ruler. And this one here is right about 1.8 inches. So this would be a tire, obviously it's tubed. So you typically want to run a tubeless tire on this, but let's go take a look and see how rim width kind of affects how that tire is going to fit. If I grab the tubeless version, we have this guy right here. You can see that we have a 90-90-21. Now both of these tires are supposed to be the same size as far as height and width goes, but they are very different. If you take a look at the tube type version, this is again for a rim that is 1.6 inches in width, and this guy here is going to be up to almost 2.5 inches in width is going to be this guy right here. So you can see that down here at the bottom we have some cardboard, and that's separating the tire, keeping that bead out so it makes it a little bit easier to seat when you go to put air into a tubeless tire. Now looking at that width versus the width on the tube type tire, you can see that there is a lot of difference between those two. This is definitely meant for a narrow rim. This is meant for a wider rim. Now something I want to do really quick is those guys who have a tube type vehicle, say a Yamaha Tenere 700 or even that Africa Twin that we saw inside the showroom floor. Those bikes have wide enough rims that we really should be running this tubeless version of the 90-90-21. That's going to allow you to have the proper size tire for the rim. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to throw this piece of cardboard into this tire so we get the same separation on the tubeless version that we have on the tubed version. And right now I'm going to show you kind of what happens to this tire when you spread this tube type tire onto a wheel that's wider. Because the tubeless 90-90-21 was meant or developed for a wider rim, you're going to notice that the crown of the tire here has a lot more round to it. It's curved, if you will. Versus taking the tube type tire and stretching it onto a wider rim, take a look what happens. It has made the top of this tire flat. Completely flattened that thing out. So this tire, if you mount this on, say, a KTM 890 that requires tubes, or an Africa Twin or a T7, you're going to have more of a flat aspect over the top of the crown of the tire versus a more rounded aspect that you see here on this tire over here. So again, if you have wider wheels, say 2 inches or wider, you're going to want to go the tubeless version. And if your bike has spokes, you just throw a tube inside. That's one thing you're going to notice on all of these Motoz tires. This one says this tire is tubeless, but if you have a tube type rim, fit a tube. It's really that simple. If you have a wide rim, go tubeless. If you have a narrow rim, go tube type. Unless, of course, your narrow rim is tubeless, and then you can't run the tube type because it has to have a tube in order to work, because it will leak air if you don't have a tube. That's what I got for you, just a quick little rundown on the 90-90-21 tires from Motoz. I'm Kyle Bradshaw, MotoCity. Thanks for watching. Until next time, take care. Ride safe out there.